Howdy, 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 my name's Anachi Sasuke. Welcome back to Let's Play the Hiveswap FriendSim. So in the last episode we did the first half of Volume 5. I gotta skip through all these words after I click on that. So... Friendship! So last time we did Zebr-Ugh, who was before that just a blanked out gold blood of some kind. But it's actually an olive blood and so cool. She is so great. She's so great. But this time we got to do Zebr-Ugh. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm probably saying that right. I saw some fan art on the Homestuck subreddit that raised some questions. I don't know if it was just fan art, or if it's related to what happens here. Your stroll takes you into a nice part of town that seems to have a larger, more McMansion-style hives. Based on your past experience on Alternia, you're not quite certain that upper-class enclaves equal safety for you, but you might as well explore. You never know where you'll find your next friend. Also, the weird background noise is my fan because there's currently a heat wave happening where I live, so apologies in advance. The power of positive thinking must be on your side because someone emerges out of the shadows of these sprawling suburbs. Oh, hello there. I don't believe we've met. I'm sure I would have remembered someone with such unique looks, oh my god. You don't know where you are, do you? By this point in your time on Alternia, you don't know if it's a wise admit that you're lost and naive to the ways of the world, but you don't know what you could say to try and convince this guy that you've got any kind of street smarts. You nod your head reluctantly, but he actually looks more interested in you after the confirmation that you're new to the neighborhood. Have you perhaps found someone who likes you for your vulnerability and naivety? That sure would be fantastic luck. It's a good thing that I found you. Not everyone is as respectful of low bloods as I am. Oh, but I shouldn't make assumptions just because you're not much to look at, my bad. I don't mean to be forward, but you're just so interesting. Mind if I ask what color your blood is? You hesitate. While you're still terrifyingly ignorant of the intricacies of Alternian society, you're starting to feel terrifyingly informed about the role that blood color plays in this world. And you've managed to gather by now that plain old human red isn't considered one of the better colors to have. What do you do? Let's tell the truth. Red, huh? Wow, that's so unique. I've always liked the color red. I don't think I've ever filled a quadrant with a red blood before. I mean, I don't think I've ever made friends with a red blood before. You don't know what a quadrant is? Or what it means to fill one? Given your experience on this planet so far, you're nervous that it could mean something violent. But you don't want to further expose your ignorance, so you just say that you're excited for this friendship as he is. You come on strong, nice. You need a place to stay for the day, right? I can help you with that. I've got plenty of spare rooms for guests in my hive. You know, because I believe it's important to help out the underserved members of the community when you can. My hive is this way, shall we? You follow him down the street. You guess it must qualify as a nice night because you see lots of other trolls walking around here too. Most of them are dressed as nice as Zebr-Ugh. Did he say his name? And you see a few shabbier looking trolls that must be low bloods walking with high bloods. I guess he said his name. Today's actually Flushed Affirmation Day. Bad. So you'll see a lot of trolls taking their mates to this house to celebrate. Lucky for you, my flush quadrant is currently empty, so I'm all yours tonight. That sounds a little weird. It doesn't need to be all yours, you assure him. You're an easygoing individual who's happy to share their friends with plenty of others. Sure. Sharing can be a good time if you're into that. I could be, speaking personally. Like maybe with two low bloods, but not in an objectifying way. Everyone involved has got to respect each other, you know? Wow, what? You have no idea how your innocent comment about friendship has got taken to this particular place? You decided maybe the best thing to do here is nothing, because who knows how he might misinterpret you next. Looks like there are a lot of high blood, low blood couples out tonight for the holiday. Pretty unusual to see in this neighborhood, to be honest. It's sad, but most of these low bloods are probably with their mates because it's socially advantageous. Pretty shitty of the high bloods to take advantage of that, but not everyone is as socially conscious as I am. I think it's super terrible when high bloods don't treat their low blood mates like the queens that they are. You look all around at the other couples. The class divide is pretty noticeable, and some of the high blood trolls have scornful looks on their faces when talking to your low blood dates. One troll dressed in cerulean is making her shabbily dressed matesprit kneel down so he can give her a ride on his shoulders. It could maybe be a cute coupley thing, you guess? Except she's sure laughing a lot and has the heel of her boot pressing into the back of his neck. You don't want to speculate about what people might be into, but it does seem kind of humiliating. Zebra sees where you're looking and shudders theatrically. In the process of waving his arms around in disgust, he slips an arm over your shoulders. I am so sorry, you shouldn't have to see something like that. You're trying to think of a tactful and friendly way to move his arm from around your shoulders, and when you arrive at what must be his hive. It's the biggest and most McMansion-y hive on the block, and when he stops in front of it, he lets go of you to gesture proudly at his sprawling home. Welcome to my humble abode. And it just feels grateful, you know? To be able to share my wealth with those less fortunate. It's actually a zebra. When you walk inside the front door, you're greeted with a very distinguished-looking white zebra. It has normal zebra markings all over its body, except for around its neck, where the dark gray zags have formed a shape that looks like a bow tie. Almost like it's wearing a suit. You don't know how its zebra face is managing to radiate pure disdain when it looks at you, but that is unquestionably the energy you're getting. Don't mind my lust, this is kind of socially old-fashioned. But he lets me keep low bloods around the hive to help out and stuff, so it's not all bad. Let me give you the grand tour. As Zebra takes you through the spacious hive, you can see other trolls in several of the rooms. Most of them aren't wearing clothes as nice as zebras. You're guessing these are the low bloods he just mentioned? They seem to all be doing chores, sweeping, cooking, exchanging green slime and troll-sized bathtubs for each other with probably fresher green slime. Each of them glances up at you and Zebra when you pass by, then looks differentially away. The zebra lustus is following you, and every time you exit a room, it pauses in the doorway to whinny out what could be orders, or possibly he's just berating them. You arrive at an empty ballroom-looking space upstairs where several low-blood trolls are hard at work cleaning up the remains of what must have been quite a party. Zebra seems to notice you noticing how all the trolls in here are scrubbing the floor and how they're all avoiding your eyes. See? I told you I take in plenty of guests. I believe it's important to promote diversity, you know? That's why you don't see other indigo bloods here. Look at all the guests. Looks like all the guests are busy today. Well, an important part of communal living involves contributing your labor when it's necessary, right guys? A few low bloods mutter an affirmation, while others just put their sponges and mops down to prostrate their whole bodies on the floor. Zebra looks a little uncomfortable with the bowing, but not that uncomfortable. He doesn't introduce you to any of them. They don't all realize yet that my hive is a sanctuary from the harsh injustices of the outside world. Anyway, enough about my low-blood guests. Let's take care of you, shall we? Perhaps this lustus has had enough of tolerating your presence because it takes the opportunity to stop following you and go puff at more of Zebra's guests. Now, for better or worse, you are alone and Zebra has turned all of his attention on you. His smile seems very friendly. You want to see it as friendly. The night is still young. I'm happy to do whatever you want to do. If you feel like going out on the town to celebrate Fleshed Affirmation Day, I have lots of other friends I could introduce you to. Help you meet the right kind of culture, you know? Or if you're tired, I can show you to your guest room now and we can have a night in. Go out or stay in? Let's get the hell out. You're not crazy about the idea of being alone with this guy for the rest of the night? Plus, if he's as popular as he says he is, that means more potential friends for you to meet. You tell me you're interested in going out. Cool. That sounds like a great time. I'll just go get ready. Actually, I think I'm more in the mood for a nice quiet night in. Maybe television streaming service and lower the temperature if that's cool with you. Oh boy. If that has the same connotations as it does on Earth, it's not cool with you. You stumble through expressing some misgivings, but he talks over you. Great, sounds like we both feel like staying in tonight. I'm not gonna lie, I'm psyched to stay in and have you all to myself. I just want you to feel comfortable whatever we choose to do. You're not sure why he asked you what you wanted to do since your preferences don't seem to matter much? My lessons and my guests have probably prepared a delicious meal for you by now, but let's finish the tour first. I assume you want to see my room. You tell him, sure, bedrooms are a great way for people to express their personalities, and as his friend, you're interested in getting to know him better. He doesn't seem to have heard part of that sentence, but it's okay. Hopefully he got the gist. When you get to his dorm, his room is decorated with posters of musicians on the wall and what seems to be the social justice slogans. One poster has a symbol with clawed hands and several different colors coming together to hold a trident with the words unity underneath it. Another poster features a rainbow of colors ranging from rust to olive green that proclaims him to be a low-blood ally. The other low-blood servants are in here, one of them standing on a stepladder to dust some high shelves, while the other crawls around on the floor scrubbing and picking up wrappers that Zebra seems to have just littered there. Pretty sweet place, right? You look confused by the posters. Your music taste probably isn't refined enough to have heard of my favorite bands. I only listen to subversive musicians that speak truth to power. Luckily, you have me to teach you how to confront your privilege and support marginalized artists. Also, did you notice my rad pile? It's a perfect setup for feeling jams with your moirail. He winks at you. You don't know what a moirail is? Or what he means by feelings jam? Which sounds like, in theory, it could be a nice thing, but not given the sleazy way he says it. I've never known if I'm saying moirail the right way. All I know is it reminds me of the word monorail, and I have to struggle to not say monorail every time I see it. You tell him that it looks like a very nice pile of things? You spot a couple pillows, what looks like a puppet with a disturbingly long nose, some random bow ties, a few horseshoes. You look intrigued. Want to lie down on it for a second? We don't have to do anything, but sometimes it can be nice to just, you know, pacify each other a little bit. He sprawls on the pile what he probably thinks is an enticing way, like he wants you to draw him like one of your French girls. You turn away to try and hide the disturbed expression on your face because turning down his advances probably isn't the best way to secure his friendship. As your eyes cast about the rest of the room, you notice that the low-blood servant scrubbing the floor is having a coughing fit. You can tell that she's trying to cough unobtrusively, but it seems like she's hacking her lungs up, which each cough big cough, racking her whole body, making her shoulders shake. Concerned, you crouch down by her side. She jumps when she notices your concern and mumbles that she's fine and you don't need to worry. But she doesn't look fine. Now that you're getting a closer look, you can tell that she seems to be underfed. Okay, I was reading under. And exhausted with sickly shadows on her face and scraped up knees and elbows. She looks bad, and you know bad considering how much of your time you've recently spent stumbling around with various excruciating injuries. You mentioned to Zebr that his guest is not looking so good. He frowns, getting up from his pile of stuff to come investigate, looking down at you in confusion and not sparing a glance for the low blood. What? What are you even talking about? The servant tries to go back to her scrubbing, but she struggles with coughing and scrubbing simultaneously. It's hard for you to watch. Surely she would feel better if she took a break and ate or drank something. You asked Zebr about that hot meal he said was being cooked for you. Maybe you could get some of this to this poor sick troll. Geez, you're making me look bad. There's no way a guest in my house could be going hungry. I respect low-bloods to do everything in my power to take care of them. What, you think you're a better ally than I am? Concerning your status or lack thereof on this planet, you're not sure you count as an ally so much as a member of the oppressed underclass, but you let that slide. You hasten to explain you didn't mean to criticize him, and you're sure he's doing a fine job at being an ally to low-bloods. Yeah, well, it's not easy, whatever. Maybe we should go eat now, I don't feel like having a feelings jam anymore. He turns and leaves the room without showing any sign that he'll do something for the sick low-blood. You mouth an apology to her behind his back, and she just gives you a tired wave and goes back to scrubbing. Zebr leads you downstairs to the dining room where his Lustus is supervising a team of low-bloods setting the table with what looks like a 4-course meal. The look on the Lustus' zebra face is now even more disdainful than before, and his bow tie seems angrier. Looks like dinner's almost ready. Cool, cool. Of course, you're probably not going to offer to pay for any of it, are you? Figures. Low-bloods. I mean, trolls in general always expect me to provide for them without ever offering any, concupiscence in return. For once, you're kind of glad that you're unfamiliar with this alien vocabulary and innuendo. You have absolutely no money, which he definitely knows. You can pay him back for the dinner in friendship? Yeah, well, I'm not sure if I want to be friends with someone who has a problem with the way I do activism. I have it on good authority from every other highblood I know that my intersectional praxis is valid. You stumble over your words in your haste to assure that you in no way meant to say he's not valid. You've never met a troll so valid. No one believes in his validity more than you do. Whatever, let's just eat. You all sit down at the table while the low-blood sets the table, light the candles and serve the appetizer course. You can't help but notice that most of them look just as malnourished and sickly as the troll upstairs, but it might be best not to bring that up again. You eat in silence for a while, and Zebr just looks like he's stewing over something. Then he sets his fork down and looks over the table at you with a frown. You know what? I just realized. You totally denied my low-blood her own agency when you questioned me about not feeding her. Yeah, what you said was totally problematic. You don't respect low-bloods at all, do you? Not like I do. You try to apologize, saying that it was not your intention to disrespect anyone, but that you're sorry you apparently did. He doesn't let you get the words out. People don't realize how tough it is to be a high-blood troll who believes in social justice. Seriously, I face my own kind of oppression for speaking out and being an activist for low-blood rights. For one thing, I never get the conciliation or concupiscence I deserve. My quandaries are always going unfilled because no one else agrees with my radical views. I thought you'd be different, but you don't get it either. You try to tell him that he got you all wrong. You agree with his radical views and believe in low-blood rights, which is why you were concerned for his guest in the first place. But he said you act like you didn't. But he acts like you didn't say any of what you just said. You're just another one of the oppressors, complicit in the unequal power structures of our fucked up society. You lack awareness of your own privilege. Your lack of awareness of your own privilege makes me sick. You must think you're so oppressed with your red blood and multiple injuries, but what you're doing right now, rejecting me and criticizing me, it's really just exactly the same as what subjugulators do to the low bloods they call. You probably deserve whatever shitty position you have in society, unlike me. I deserve to have this nice house and low blood servants and full quadrants for being such a nice activist, okay? He's standing up by now, advancing on you with his zebra stamping his hooves threateningly at his side. You scramble back, trying to make your way to the front door. It's tricky because you have to step around all the low bloods who seem to feel strongly that they should get away from Zebra when he's angry. You don't make it to the front door fast enough on your own. With a terrifying equine scream, Zebra's Lustus rears up on its hind legs and strikes you with its hooves, battering you through the front door and breaking some of your recently healed ribs again. Take your privilege and offensive views and get out! Anyone who doesn't respect low bloods is not welcome as a guest in my hive! Game over. It would behoove you to stay away. I don't even really want to do the rest of his stuff. Seriously, like, I know I usually do all the choices, and I probably still will, but seriously, fuck everything about this guy. Everything about this guy. All of it. Okay, Zebra, meh. Tell the truth. Show me to my room, please. You think that going out with Zebra on flushed affirmation day might potentially give him the wrong idea? Besides, you're pretty tired, so you don't feel like going out. You tell him you're ready to retire to your guest room now. Sure. Oh, bruh, by the way, have you heard of Chixie Roixmer? You probably haven't. You don't seem like you're a very serious music fan. But you got a great opportunity tonight to learn from me. One of her low-blood musician friends is playing a show for the holiday, and I can get us in because I'm super connected in the scene. We should go just in case she's there. You could have sworn you told him you wanted to stay in the night, but okay. You can gather the remains of your energy and go out to this concert with him. That's what good friends would do. He takes you across town to the concert, only trying to hold your hand or put his arm around you a couple of times on the way, so it could be worse. Maybe hand-holding is totally platonic on Alternia? You hope so. The concert itself is one troll with a guitar and a harmonica who, according to Zebra, is a low blood whose songs are spreading truly radical messages, almost as radical as Chixie's. You understand the tunes as much as you can, but you don't understand what the lyrics are trying to say. You ask Zebra what the lyrics mean since the message is apparently important to him, but he gets annoyed with your question. What? The lyrics are about, well, they're about a lot of things, social justice and oppression and stuff. It's hard to explain to someone who doesn't already get it. Like, if you're not on my level already, I don't know what else I can really say, you know? But enough about the music. I want to talk about you. What sort of things are you into? You haven't had many opportunities on Alternia to talk about your interests. How exciting! You say that you like playing games, but it's already interrupting you. Cool, sounds great, really interesting stuff. But what's your quadrant situation like? It's harder to pretend that you know what he's talking about now that he's asked you about quadrants directly. You admit that you have no idea what he means by a quadrant situation. Whoa, you're even more clueless than I thought. Don't worry, I still find you attractive. He goes to a brief, but not really brief enough, explanation of the 4 types of quadrants. Romance on Alternia. Oh god, he's not really going to do it, is he? Okay. Mate split ship, the flush quadrant, which to you sounds more analogous to human romantic partnerships. Warrior allegiance, the pale quadrant, which sounds like an exceptionally codependent friendship by human standards. Auspicitism, the ashen quadrant, which you don't understand at all, and kismestitude, the black quadrant, which just sounds like repeatedly hooking up with someone you hate. You're fuzzy on the details of all 4 of these, but you understand enough to get that he's asking if you're single. You tell him that you, really just want to be friends. Of course, I super respect your choices. If you ever change your mind, I'm right here, and being in a quadrant with an influential yet sensitive and socially aware indigo blood like myself could make it a lot easier for you to survive and thrive on Alternia. Wasn't he criticizing that kind of high blood, low blood, socially advantageous relationship just a few hours ago? It wouldn't be very friendly of you to point out his hypocrisy, so you don't mention it. After another song, another troll at the club sidles up to Zebra and whispers something in his ear, then skulks off. He looks alarmed, glancing around him and edging towards the club exit. I just got a tip that there's about to be a calling at this concert. We should get out of here. You definitely agree with him about wanting to get out of here. You look around at the rest of the audience still enjoying the show. You and Zebra are the only ones getting ready to leave. Is he going to warn any of the other trolls here of the danger? Oh, no, definitely not. If I were to warn any of these low bloods that Culling is coming, that could mean risking my life too. Not that I've ever tried, but everyone knows that. The high bloods here will probably be fine though. We've got each other's backs. It's important to look after your comrades in the struggle. Sure enough, you can see that the other trolls here, who, much like Zebra, stand out because they're wearing nice clothes, are casually but urgently leaving the concert venue. The low bloods are still clapping and singing along with the singer on stage. No one is giving them a tip-off. Come on, we've got to scram. The two of you abscond, getting away from the music club as fast as your legs can carry you. By the time Zebra decides it's safe to slow down, you're tired and out of breath. Looking around, it seems you've arrived back in the high blood part of town. You wonder if drones have descended on all those trolls at the club by now, and you just can't hear it because this neighborhood is too far away, closed off and sheltered from the violence. Whew, that was a close one. Going to a low-blood cultural events like that can be dangerous, but it's one of the risks that you have to take if you want to be an activist. I can't tell you how many times I've risked a Culling for low-blood rights. To fight for low-blood rights. Civil disobedience is the only way to fight the authoritarian state. He turns to you, takes one of your hands in both of his, looking deep into your eyes. I just think it's so cool how you supported me back there when we risked our lives for the cause. That's probably the best way you can contribute as an activist and ally, you know, by supporting me. And speaking of activism, we were talking about quadrants earlier, let's get back to that. This guy just does not want to take no for an answer. Once again, you reiterate that friendship is what you're looking for here. He nods enthusiastically and squeezes your hand tighter. Fuck yeah, I love friendship! I've always believed that a strong friendship is the best foundation for any successful romantic relationship. And many trolls start by being friends first and enter into a quadrant later. Even if you try to be friends but then fight too much, that can still prepare you for a colligonous quadrant. Either way, the thought of being your friend makes my blood pusher beat a little faster. Sure, you say? If what we're doing is extolling the benefits of friendship, then boy do you have some things to add to his list. For instance, friendship can give you a sense of platonic companionship with your fellow man, and friends can also come in handy when you need someone to help you move or take you to the airport or other non-romantic activities. You think friendship is a great thing to pursue for its own merits? Friendship is so great that once you have it, why would you want anything more? Hell yeah, totally, you're so right that friendship is a great first step. Did you enjoy the concert tonight? Did it persuade you to be an ally for low blood rights? You think that going by your blood color and how often you've almost gotten killed by those more powerful on this planet, you're more likely a member of the oppressed underclass than you are an ally, but you decide not to split hairs and just tell them, yes, you'll be an ally to yourself. That's fantastic. I am so happy to hear that. If you're an ally to low bloods, then I'll allow you to be my mate's friend. You correct him, you can be his friend. Right, sure, yep, I meant to say friend. He lets go of your hand finally, which at least counts for a partial victory, and winks. I have one more choice I need to do, but congrats to Andrew Hussey for creating someone worse than Aridin. Congrats. Okay, last one. I mean, it's probably the last one, because there's always a choice that results in immediate failure. So, Zebra. Oh, really? Oh, really? It's not that I don't want to be friends with other high bloods, but I'm a busy troll, you understand. So, I only befriend folks that might, you know, want to fill a quadrant with... I want to fill a quadrant with someday. Besides, high bloods just don't need as much help in our unjust society. Stay awakened. He pumps his fist in the air and you immediately copy him, but the gesture doesn't seem to be enough to change his mind about you not being impressed enough for his taste. So, I just don't think it's going to work out between us. Out of his league. Game over. Okay, so that covers up Volume 5 of Let's Play the Hiveswap Friendship. Volume 6 should be coming out this Friday, so I'll try to get that as soon as I can. And if I am able to get it as soon as possible, then the first episode of Volume 6 will be going up next Monday. So once again, Zebra is completely fucking terrible. Absolutely. Everything about him is just the shit and not the good shit. The really bad shit, like the shit that comes out of sick dogs when they haven't been learned that you're not supposed to shit on somebody else's shoes. So, this has been Anachi Sasuke. This was Let's Play the Hiveswap FriendSim. Alright, sure. The FriendSim. If you liked it, a like and a subscribe would be groovy. If you didn't, you don't need to do either one of those things. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Later.